Michael.
Hello there, Robin. How are you? Now that you've had your big day, how are you? Do you feel young
I feel somewhat older than I did before, but
and
actually,
older than
no,
most people?
I didn't. I didn't.
What,
I
have a
went
birthday?
went off to Paris with my lovely wife, my
Hmm.
lovely bride, where we celebrated with friends. It was very
Your,
lovely.
your lovely bride. That just sounds so wrong. Oh, scary glitter.
Like I got married last week. Yeah,
Yeah, I know. It just sounds so wrong.
Gary Glitter. Yeah, wanna be in my gang, my gang, my gang. Wanna be in my gang.
Oh yeah. No. Ooh,
Yeah. So
swipe,
anyway.
swipe, swipe.
Stop this nonsense. Why are we here today, Michael?
We are here
What is
to
the
discuss.
purpose of this online meeting?
We are here to discuss and impart the knowledge we have of football and fantasy football. I will
Ah,
admit I have none. Robin, over to you.
and I will back that straight back.
Yes, I have got a couple of gripes though to make about football. Yeah, yeah. Oh shit, I've just lost me. Camera just turned that off. I know nothing
Where have
about
you
football.
gone? Oh,
Oh,
you're
yeah,
back.
I know nothing about
Don't
football.
swear. We
Um,
have a lot. We have a lot of under 12 listeners.
we have a lot of under 70s. Um, I know nothing about football, and
Yes.
but I did watch a bit this weekend, and I'm very disappointed with the old VAR. As you can see by my little picture there, very disappointed with VAR. One, why didn't Aston Villa have a penalty? Two, why didn't Everton have a penalty? And three, why the hell was the Bournemouth bloke sent off for that tackle? VAR intervened in the ball, and I thought it was a load of tosh.
Yeah, VAR's not getting a good rap, is
No,
it?
I thought it was bad. I mean, the tackle, I think the Bournemouth guy did. He tackled the ball, and it was a ball that sort of rolled his foot over the top. So he got the ball, and the ball rolled, and then it hit the guy's shin low. It wasn't high up, and they put a dangerous tackle. I went, Christ Almighty! Yeah, a few years ago, that would have been like called the soft pansy tackle. I mean, that was
No,
rubbish.
well, yes. I mean,
It wasn't his
yeah.
fault. His leg went into that position. His leg was lower, and the ball tackle was taken over. And I just thought that was so unfair. Yellow, maybe get away with the yellow, but red. And it's all because they said VAR, go and have a look at it. And every time they do that,
Well, they did that with the Haaland's second goal against Spurs on Wednesday night. I mean, there was nothing wrong with the goal. He barged his way between two players. It kind of hit his arm or shoulder, but it wasn't deliberate. I mean, the guy's got two defenders around him. It hit
is that the one
probably
where it hit the defender as well? Is that the one where it hit the defender as well? Yeah.
yeah. And I mean,
Yeah.
and they pull it
One's a
off. I mean,
penalty, and one's a penalty, and one's a free, one's a kick, depending on who it is. The defender, if it hits the defender's arm, nothing. Hits the attacker, free kick.
see what's weird because I watched that night. I was watching the Arsenal, and Arsenal tried to claim a penalty off of Woods when he was defending. The ball, it couldn't do anything about it. That his hands were this, and it was definitely not a penalty. But in the European Champions League, if that had happened, that would have been given as a penalty. They
Yeah, I
give
just think,
a handball whether it's accidental or not. So
yeah.
no, there's no consistency within the country. There's no consistency, across the world. And people I think have had enough of VAR. Having said that, they get most of the decisions right,
Well, they do,
which the
but in the
refs in
old,
the past didn't. And people complained, and
yeah,
people come out with, well, it'll all come out in the wash because you'll get something later in the season. That's not the point.
but the Everton one, the bloke got pulled back twice, and you go,
The
how the
Everton one was
hell?
a clear penalty.
Yeah,
I mean, that was just nonsense.
yeah.
That was nonsense.
Watkins had a goal disallowed, and that was now the turnaround and said actually might be an onside. But also it takes too long. Some of them were just too long. You know,
Except by the way, we just skip past the fact that Villa got battered by Crystal Palace.
hang on, let's go forward a bit, back a bit. We drew with Leicester, Ipswich. Sorry, how the fuck did you draw with Ipswich? You should have battered them. We then draw with Liverpool. We
Yes,
then
which is a
beat,
good
yeah,
result.
which you think that's good. That's a good result. So how do you go from drawing with Ipswich to drawing with Liverpool? And then we beat Chelsea, and then you get spanked by Palace. Not only a little bit, you had your bottoms well and truly whipped. They were very good.
They
Uh,
did.
the only thing I can defend Villa in, and this is every team I think I've watched this season, passing's shit. How come so many times they pass the ball and it's intercepted? Not just Villa, lots of teams sort of have a half-hour bit of playing brilliantly, passing brilliantly, then it just goes to rat shit for everyone, and they pass it and intercept it. Goalies, what the hell are they holding on to the ball so long for? But
A lot of that's time wasting. I
oh,
do think that the
don't you dare
it's
accuse
interesting
Martinez of wasting time.
because what's that?
Don't you dare accuse Martinez of wasting time.
I
He
wasn't.
never wastes. He
Yeah,
never
no,
wastes a
never,
second.
never,
Never,
ever has that man ever tried to waste any time at all,
never,
ever.
never, never,
No,
never
other
had as well.
goalkeepers, but not Martinez.
No, he's very honest. That's why he's goalie of the year. Honest.
I think the thing is these days the player's so athletic that unless a pass is really absolutely rifled and with total precision, there's always a chance of it getting intercepted because these guys can move so quickly.
Well, also the person who's passing it to should move towards it as well. Yeah,
Possibly,
not intercept.
possibly. Or well, it depends if it's a through. You see, Leicester did a brilliant through ball last night, but then the guy took it too wide and he messed the whole thing up. But there was a bit, and that was one where no, he doesn't come to the ball. It's a bit like a relay. You know, a relay race. Before you just get there, you belt off in the hope that the guy's still got or girl has still got some energy to give you the baton. And it's a little bit like that, you know.
I mean, in credit, there was some brilliant passing as well. I think it was Gordon and Newcastle game, kicked it from one side to the other, Isaac. And Isaac just stood there, put his foot out, it landed at his foot.
What
And
day was that? Because Isaac
brilliant.
didn't play against Liverpool, did he?
Yeah, what a shame. So well, I didn't want Newcastle to win that because then Villa are stuffed, aren't they? If Villa lose another one, that's it. They're the gap will go too big. So it's a massive fight for that fifth spot, mind. That fifth spot's a huge fight.
Yeah, no, there's hardly there's not much of a gap.
No, I mean, talking about fights for the for it, I couldn't find a picture of an Arsenal player with a white flag, so I just got a little person with a white flag.
Oh, somebody said to me, somebody invited me today to the PSV return leg in 2 weeks' time, and I said, I'm very happy to come. We don't talk about the league. We're strictly a cup team. The he invites me to come, and I just messaged him saying, yeah, I'm happy to come, but who's going to score?
Yeah.
Like, we don't. I mean, it's I look and I had a bit of a rant at my Arsenal fan group yesterday because it's like
I'm glad you said fan group, not fan club.
we start the year with Jesus, who we know is injury prone and doesn't score for a forward. He messes around a lot and annoys the defense, but he's not a goal scorer. Havertz, who's not a centre forward. So we start with them, and then they all get injured. Havertz, Jesus, Saka, Martinelli, all gone. Now, Liverpool, and I'm not taking anything away from Liverpool, and they will walk the league by at least 10 points or more. But if they lost Salah, Jota, Nunez, and Diaz, how good would they be?
Still better than you.
But would they? I mean, I don't
In
know.
my mind, I hope so, because then you'd still have something to rant about.
I know, but you know, Salah's got 26 goals. You know, without Salah, anyway, it doesn't matter.
What's it say behind there, by the way? What's it say behind there?
It says champions 20. Yeah, no, I think the bookies should pay out now. I mean, there's I mean, it was over weeks ago, but there was a pretense that had, you know, Arsenal had beaten West Ham and then gone to Forest and beaten them, and you know, Liverpool were going to go away to Man City and lose. Man City rolled over and had their tummy tickled. So yeah, it's a done deal.
Do you know? I was looking at when they could on the Premiership fantasy website thing. It's got a thing of when could Liverpool win the league, and do you know next month they've got one match. Liverpool.
Is that against Arsenal? I know we play them near the end of the season.
Hang
No,
on, where's
we
it?
must play them in April.
Liverpool will only play one Premier League match next month at home to Southampton.
Right, that's because they got the
Cups.
League Cup.
Yeah, I know, but you're only going to
They've
play
probably
one
got no, they're
match.
out the FA Cup, so it's the League Cup.
It's the EFL Cup on the 16th
Yeah.
of March, and then international break. But you think you're
Uh,
only playing one. I mean,
and it's at home to Southampton. I think they can get up for that one.
yeah, I think it's just like
I think. Well, I don't think they have to get up for that one. I
no,
think
they're
Southampton walk out with all of them with white flags, saying,
yeah,
"Please
their
don't
whole
beat us
squad,
by any more than 5."
but their whole squad's going to have a rest, isn't it, for a
Yes.
whole month?
So, point of trivia: the boy Ramsdale in goal for Southampton
Yeah.
will be relegated for the 3rd time from the Premier League.
Is that a record?
I can't think of any other goalkeepers have been relegated 3 times.
How many players have been relegated 3
It's
times?
with 3 different clubs. It's like, and when he came to Arsenal, I was a bit, because he'd been relegated twice already, I was a bit like, oh, hang on a minute. Is he going to take it? But he managed to stay up, keep Arsenal up. But he's gone to Southampton and, yeah, they're finished.
Like,
So
who has been? Oh, it's players. Oh,
I want to talk about Man United's canteen.
I bet it's nice. Oh, it's probably self-service now, isn't it? Because they've got no one to serve you.
No one to serve you, and
No
there's
one to cook it.
There's no
Yeah.
food. Apparently, there's overripe fruit.
I mean, they're going to have the shits of football, aren't they?
I mean, cost cutting, right? So if you go and work at a football club, there's a couple of things you'd expect. One, this is fantastic. I might be playing at my boyhood club, not always, but I might be, and I get to watch the games. And they've got fantastic facilities. The food is absolutely amazing. And now you go to Manchester United, they don't want to pay you, they don't want to feed you, and they certainly don't want you to give any tickets to watch the match.
No.
I mean, it's just,
what I don't get is you can sack a lot of people, right? So you can sack 100 staff or whatever. So their contracts obviously mean, yeah, you sack, that's it, gone. How come we can't just sack one footballer for playing shit?
well, they'd have to sack a lot, wouldn't they?
Well, no, but I don't. Yeah, I know that, but they
Yeah,
could
no,
sack
I know what you
be
mean. Well,
shit and actually save all their jobs.
But they do. It's just it has to happen in this. It's like when Arsenal got rid of Aubameyang. Arteta wanted him out, but you can't. The only thing you can do is drop him to the bench or make him go play with the youth and not pick him in the. But when you pick a 25-man squad or whatever is the beginning of the season, if his name's in there, his name's in there, so he can at least make the bench. But you can't mid-season go, I think you should go down the dole office and sign on because we don't want you anymore. But they've
done that to the other staff
by ignoring them. They basically ignore them.
Yeah, but
that's why if you're a player, this whole loyalty thing about we've been loyal to him, paid him all this money and blah blah blah. But when a team wants to get rid of someone, ruthless.
Yeah, but they can put the contract. So you're the chef at the old training ground or whatever. And they go, all right, reshuffling. Sorry, we're going to have to make you redundant.
Well, there's no point being a chef now because there's nothing to cook. But I actually could be the chef under those circumstances.
But they turn around and say,
"Thank you."
They'll turn around and say, "We're having a business organisation. We don't need a chef down here anymore. Very sorry, you're made redundant." Why can't they turn around to the player and say, "Very sorry, we're having an organisation reshuffle. You're shit. Bye."
Well, they've done
all that money.
They've done
all that
money
and keep other people employed.
They did it. They did it with Anthony. They sent him off to Real Betis.
Yeah, they just sent them off. Just sack them. Just go gone by off down the dole.
Yeah, but they have contracts, Michael.
Well, so does a person in the chef.
Yeah, but hang on a minute. The person who's a chef, at best, probably has a month's contract. At best. And in many cases, are probably in no contracts at all. Something the Labour government want to bring in. They don't want people having, no hour contracts or whatever. So the guy might be on a month's contract. So they sack him and they give him a month's money. A footballer has got a nice little contract. If you're at Chelsea, that lasts for 10 years.
Yeah.
You can sack me.
Just Holland's
10 years. And I promise you, I'll never turn up to training.
Well, what's Haaland? He's 9 years on 300,000-400,000 a week.
Yeah, ridiculous. Ridiculous.
He's ugly as well, though, so he can keep his money. No surgeon can get that face back to a one that your mother would love. Anyway,
anyway, that's the end of Man United.
Did I say that? Lad? Yeah, they are, but they are funny. It is funny that they could theoretically go down. That'd be funny. They're as leaky as their stadium. It won't happen, but
they are. So here's the thing, right? In the fantasy world of football, the old assistant manager chip has thrown the cat among.
Do you know what? I played mine, and I played mine really bad.
When did you play yours?
A couple of weeks back with him.
So you started week 24, 25, 26?
I've had a couple of, I've had at least 2 weeks of him. He's done fuck all.
Who did you pick?
Emery.
You need to stop swearing. Children are going to listen to this. My granddaughter is an avid listener. Sorry, Freya.
Sorry. I thought you were talking about James. Sorry, the kids.
Well,
no, it's I really made a mess up of that one.
Some people have this week. Somebody had Glasnier, the Crystal, because they thrashed you boys, got 20 points.
Yeah.
Now I've noticed that a number of. So, for example, if we take our fantasy league,
and we've got one for Emery.
Julian is at the top. Julian is leading Alex by 9 points. Julian has played his assistant manager 3 times. Cara is in 3rd place, and she's played 2 of the 3 weeks. Alex hasn't played any yet, and he's only 9 points behind. So I would say Alex is favourite to win our league, purely based on how well he does with the assistant manager chip when he chooses to play it. I have a plan, a cunning plan, but I'm not prepared to say what it is because I don't want anyone copying me. But I will be putting my assistant manager chip soon.
Don't tell me. No one will know.
No one will know. I'm not saying. Honestly,
see, I played mine when Villa had a double game week, and it still did rubbish.
It's Villa rubbish, you idiot. It's like just because you got 2 games, you got 2 games to be bad in, not just one.
And they were. I mean, I've done nothing on. I did think of putting Moyles in for the sake of it, and he's done brilliant.
Moyes did well, and Slot. If you picked either of those 2 at the beginning in their double game weeks, they both did all right.
Mm-hmm.
Now Glasner could be, if you picked him last week and got 20 points, if you keep him for the next 2 weeks, you never know, because if Palace had started the season in October, they'd now be in 4th place.
Well, the good thing is, just looking at the manager score here, at least I didn't pick Van Nistelrooy because he's got 8 points. See, Eddie Howe, you'd have thought would do quite well at Newcastle. You might get some, but he's only got 20, and Emery's got 27.
Don't forget, if your big points come if you can beat somebody 5 places above you.
Yeah, but you say that Slot's on 2nd, and there's no one above him.
Well, no, I know, but that's because they're winning with clean sheets and scoring goals.
Yeah.
That's why he's up there. But you're right. Who's top?
Moyes.
Yeah.
Only by 1 point though. Only by 1 point.
Canny old player, isn't he?
No, sorry, they're equal. They're equal. So
I'm thinking if I can get 20 points would get me way up the league. But then again, everybody else has got to play there, so not everyone's played them yet.
It get you way up the league. I mean, it get you on to page 1.
I'm so close to page 1.
I
am so close. But actually, these last few weeks, I've played well, and I've caught up with everyone. I've narrowed the gap. Campbell, who was giving me grief, saying he was 100 points ahead of me earlier in the season, he's only 16 now.
Have you seen where I am?
He hasn't noticed I'm creeping up, and at the moment he is playing his assistant manager chip, and he chose somebody who got 0 points.
Oh, shame. You know what? Well, I'm 13th, by the way, a little bit higher than you.
You are remarkable.
Yeah, but I'm 13th.
You won your European Cup.
Well, hang
Talking of
on.
European
Hang
Cup,
on, hang on,
right?
hang on. I'll just put this. I'm 13th and joint 13th with my future son-in-law, who has got the right bottom ache because when we're joint, I'm above him. So he doesn't like that. But anyway,
That is funny.
yeah, but
Well,
anyway, go on.
before the West Ham game, Campbell may not have noticed I was actually 1 point above him. But he
Ooh.
had he had two West Ham defenders and Bowen. I was watching half of the game last night and then turned it off. I was desperately hoping that Leicester would score. I didn't care whether they won or not, but to score one goal would have taken away 9 points from him.
No,
And
well,
then the gap would have been, one more week, and I've gone past him.
no,
Especially when I get to
that's
play my master assistant manager card. Now,
for 20.
talking of
Yeah,
our European Cup, I would like
yeah.
to do a live draw, Michael. So we have two ways of doing this.
Ooh, two ways.
Two ways. Either I can use the app I normally use, which is the randomized number app, or 1 to 8, you could call out the numbers, not knowing who I've got in those, and you are playing, by the way, in those positions, and you could see how well you draw yourself.
Right. I'll pick. Oh, it's exciting.
Okay, so 1 to 8. What's your first number?
Feel like a little child here. My favorite number, my lucky number is number 4. So let's go for that.
Michael will play.
Oh, see, I've got my lucky number. We'll play. Let's go double lucky number 8.
Michael will play Rob Hobson. Sorry, Hobson. Michael v. Rob Hobson.
Sorry, Rob, you're out the competition next round. Sorry, mate.
Well, hang on a minute. Let's see. He scored 179 points in his 2 legs. You scored 172.
Ooh.
It's a big game, Michael. Okay, so we've taken out numbers 4 and 8.
That didn't sound too clever, that did it? Right. Number 7.
Number 7, Harris.
Number 5.
Will play Campbell. So let's have a look there. So Harris versus Campbell. Campbell got 137 points. Harris got 183. Campbell's in trouble.
Okay. Now 1.
1, Claire.
The number 6.
Mark.
Claire and Mark.
Brentford versus Arsenal. I like it.
Come on, Brentford.
So that leaves basic. Oh no. What does that
that just leaves 2 and 3 or 2 and 4 or something.
3, yes.
2 and 3.
2, Jeremy.
Hang on. 3 first, please.
Okay, Ranjiv.
He's playing at home. Right?
He's playing at home. First leg. Versus Jeremy. There we go. That's the quarterfinal draw. So to recap, Claire will play Mark. Ranjiv will play Jeremy S. Michael will play Rob Hobson, and Harris will play Campbell. And I will add that to my email letter that will be going out soon.
War and Peace. Make sure you got weekend free.
This is interesting for you, right? In our league, 1 to 10 are separated by 75 points. 11 to 20 by only 46. But within that, 13 to 18, which is 6 players, separated by 3 points. That's you. So you've got 5 players behind you. I think maybe one might be above you. So you could drop down the league quite a lot. So it would look a lot. It won't be a lot.
No, 13th to 13th to
18th.
18th. Yeah, it's 3 points.
So there you go.
It's a bit like the fifth place in the actual Premiership, isn't it?
For me, in 52nd
Oh God, second page.
to get to 40, what get to 41 is only about 25, 21, less than 30 points.
That's assuming no one else gets any points, mind.
No, I'm very confident now.
Yeah, no one else will get any
I am
points.
playing this back half of the season like a veteran.
That you are.
That I am. Yeah. So anyway, so I don't have any more nonsense this week.
No, not really. But there is a
The
big game
punters
tonight.
might
Hang on.
be.
What about the games happening over the weekend? Well, actually, forget the weekend. Friday night. What is happening tonight?
What's happening tonight?
The look on your face, it just amazes me. You don't know the main event tonight.
Oh, is this the FA Cup? We're not in it. I don't care.
Villa are
Yeah.
playing tonight.
Who are you playing?
It's going to be a riveting one, and we'll probably lose quite badly, but we're playing Cardiff.
Where at?
Oh, I don't know, actually. You've asked me too many difficult questions there.
Too difficult question.
Hold on, let's have a little look. So it's one of those
Well,
things that Villa will have to actually put out their best team to try. It's at home. Of
Cardiff,
course, I know that as a girl at work going to watch, isn't it?
Cardiff, Cardiff are not a bad team, by the way.
No, but we can't put out our second or under 21s or anything like most clubs. We'll have to put the top ones out just to try and get through, to scrape through.
Let
Then we're
me
in
have a
the
look. Let me have a look. Where's Cardiff?
are they first
Oh
division?
no, they're not. Cardiff are in 19th place in the you're gonna hammer them. You're at home.
Yeah, but can you imagine though, any other club are confident to put out a second team? We can put out the first team and draw with Leicester. Sorry, Ipswich even.
That's true.
We there's no consistency.
Tomorrow in the where is the FA Cup then still?
But tomorrow's Palace, Millwall, Preston, Burnley, Bournemouth, Wolves, Man City,
Oh yeah.
Plymouth. Man
So Palace
City, Plymouth.
Millwall. You got to believe Palace will win that. You got to believe you'll win tonight. So that's two Premier League teams
Yeah.
through. Burnley
Um,
will beat Preston. They're almost a Premier League team. Oh,
yeah,
Bournemouth Wolves a big one. I think we
yeah.
go with Bournemouth and Man City. Argyle. I think.
Come on, Argyle. Come
Come on,
on.
Argyle. Come on, Argyle.
But
Um,
on Sundays, Newcastle, Brighton, and Man United, Fulham. So there's four premierships. Monday is Forest, Ipswich.
oh, is it still in the
Yeah,
cup?
yeah.
So we will. There'll be some blank weeks. Some major teams coming up in the blank weeks that are coming up. Then week
Mm.
29 is a blank week because that's the Newcastle Liverpool Carabao Cup final.
Mm.
Liverpool 7, Newcastle 2.
Can you
Um,
imagine if Ipswich beat Forest and they carry on all the way through to the cup final and play Argyle, Plymouth Argyle? That'd be brilliant.
best best cup final for years that'll be.
I'll tell you what, though,
And next
how
week
many
is
people, how
next
many
week is
people in the country
European
do you
Cup week, Michael. Who are you
go?
playing?
We're playing Bruges, I think, is it?
Is it?
Is
Oh,
it
you'll beat
Bruges?
them. We're away to PSV, and then and then a week later we're at home to PSV, obviously.
We're
Um,
playing Bruges.
you see, what we've got to hope for is 2-0 and win on penalties because we don't have any goals, we don't have any strikers or goal scorers. And I've got to say, I just want to finish with a bit of a rant because, you know,
Well, that's unlike you.
Arteta, right? I mean, he is 100% responsible for Jesus and 100% responsible for Sterling. And both of them, I mean, I went through all the strikers in the Premier League at the moment and thought, would any of those, had they come to Arsenal in June, April, sorry, in the summer, would we have scored more goals? And the answer
Yes.
is yes. And
Yeah.
and these are players from lower down. So could we have got Isaac out of Newcastle? Possibly, because they weren't in Europe.
Mhm.
If we'd paid the money, could we have got him? Could we have got Watkins from Villa? Doubt it at the time.
Doubt it at the time. I reckon you will this summer.
Yeah, I don't think we'll go for him this summer. But yes, you're right. I doubt it then. But then after that, you've got Matea, who plays for Palace. He's a beast of a striker.
He's doing very well at the minute.
Yeah, you've got Woods
Hmm.
at Forest. You've got
Anyone's striker.
there
Any
was a
club
couple. There
striker.
was a couple of other. Oh, Solanke. Solanke went to Spurs. Why didn't Arsenal go after Solanke? Proven goal scorer in the Premier League. I think
Yeah.
a lot of these top clubs they look for players from abroad, either because they're going to be cheaper. I don't know what it is. Maybe
Oh,
wages, everything's going to be cheaper. But
just
within the Premier League, if you Visa, whatever his name is, who plays for Brentford,
Hmm.
he scored for me this week. Classic
I took
strike.
him out. I took him out last week.
Yeah.
I tell you
Yeah.
who.
What I'm
I tell,
saying is, if you look, they've all scored lots of goals, and
yeah,
that's with respect, teams further down the league.
I've
Being supplied by our guys, would they have scored more?
I know who you're going to get in the summer, and I really hope this prediction comes true because you'll hate it, and I think Arsenal will as well. You're going to get Richarlison from Spurs. Quality.
Well, you know what? Weirder things have happened, but yes, I feel that no Arsenal fan would really, not because he's played for Spurs. I liked him when he was at Everton.
He's shit.
Well, yes,
Well,
but
Tom Daly taught him everything about diving, didn't he? I
oh
mean,
well, yeah,
they
but
should call him the Swan. They should
in
call him the
this
Swan for Swan
in
Dive.
this in this day and age, you get penalties for that. Anyway, Michael, we got to stop now. This is
Yes,
rubbish.
yes. Got to get the pub now. Go and
Love
watch
you, leave you.
tonight.
Got to go to the pub. Got to watch the big game because we are obviously recording this at night,
Yep. Okay
not
then.
not during the working day.
No, Thursday night.
Thursday night. Right.
Okay.
I'm going to stop recording. Pause. Stop recording.